The next comment it comes from this video right here. Air23 Gold said, Michael Cole is yelling at you guys that wrestling doesn't matter in WWE. The Rock is making sure you know he's just playing a character. Both are actively killing kayfabe and wrestling along with it. This comment comes from Heath Matlock, and it is, yeah, but Iron Man doesn't turn to the camera in the middle of the movie and tell you he's not really Iron Man. This comment, I got it more than once. This is the one that I happened to find, so you got to be the lucky guy that got his comment posted here. But I got so many people from the IWC trying to tell me that it's not like Iron Man turning in the middle of the movie and saying he's not Iron Man, which is absolutely a ludicrous thing to say. The sad thing to me is that this is what the IWC does, right? It's gross misrepresentation of what is said to fit the narrative that they want to tell. Each episode of Raw and SmackDown is equivalent to a Marvel movie. They just make a ton of movies a year. And so to act like saying something in between two episodes of Monday Night Raw or an episode of Raw and SmackDown, to act like saying something midweek is like turning in the middle of the movie and saying something, that's such a misrepresentation of what's actually happening. The Rock did not come out in the middle of a promo on SmackDown and say, man, I really love playing the final boss. He did it after the show when he was talking to media. It's very different, but this is the part that the IWC can't understand. And they have a hard time wrapping their heads around of this idea that the days of being 100% committed to pro wrestling are over, especially for the part-timers, the guys like The Rock who have brands outside of wrestling. Guys are establishing these brands. They have to clarify. They have to give clarity to different audiences, to different stockholders, to different people on what's happening and what role they are currently playing. He can't be the final boss all the time. He cannot commit 100% of his time on Twitter to being the final boss. He has other obligations he has to fulfill. He has to talk about his tequila company. He has to talk about the Disney movies he's in. He cannot create a safe world for the IWC where he makes you feel all snuggled into your little kayfabe blanket. You guys can say, oh, we understand it's not real. It just makes us feel more comfortable. What does that mean? What level of comfortability do you need to enjoy something that is enjoyable? I don't understand the IWC infatuation with protecting kayfabe, right? Like, you guys comment on one hand, we know it's not real, but then on the other hand, you go, but it can't be but. If you know it's not real, then you have to be okay with the fact that The Rock's going to walk away and say some things that make you, that break the reality. But the business has evolved. Stop. I will continue to use the Marvel line here. Wrestling is like a Marvel movie soap opera. It is the DC. It is the MCU with just a multitude of movies that happen every week. I'm telling you, the evolution has happened. It is an episodic show featuring highly athletic actors. You guys try to throw that at us all the time. The IWC tries to tell us WWE is full of sports entertainers. Then let him sports entertain. And when he leaves, let him talk about how he sports entertains. It's 100%. Robert Downey Jr., I can promise you, has talked about the role of Iron Man in between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, and that is the equivalent of what I'm talking about. It is not somebody saying something in between two episodes of Raw is not like turning to the camera in the middle of the movie. He is not, that where y'all get the misconception. The Rock is only the final boss between the hours of 7 and 10 o'clock when Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown are on TV. Once he walks out of that building, he's not The Rock. He's not the final boss. And so if he talks to a camera, he's not breaking character. That's the part you don't understand. You guys want him to play the role 24/7, 7 days a week, as long as he has some involvement with wrestling, and that's just not the way it works anymore. I'm sorry.
Head down, we're ready to rumble. The casual pod don't stumble. No peace, no rest in this fight.